Hello everyone and welcome back to Teacup Tarot. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at your future spouse and your married life, okay? So basically, I usually get a lot of singles complaining that I never do a video specifically for them because in a lot of my readings, of course, I cater to people who are already in relationships. So this is exclusively for all my single friends out there. So we'll look into the energies of your future marriage, and you have 3 piles as usual. Please pick one that speaks to you, and then we'll start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've picked pile 1, this is what your future spouse and your marriage is going to be like. Now we have a lot of cards today, but as usual, I'm going to start off with laying out all of your cards here. Of course, you have Queen of Cups, you have 3 of Wands, you have 8 of Pentacles, you have the Empress, you have the Fool, Queen of Pentacles, Foundation Blocks, Birth. Alright, very interesting. Yeah, we have a lot more. We'll be taking them at the very end. So first of all, I feel like, pile 1. You guys, like you and your future spouse, you are going to have like a strong, solid marriage. And the reason for that being, you have the very first card being the building blocks. So you are going to be putting in a lot of effort towards making your marriage work. Like you'll take time, understand each other and build a solid life for yourself is what is coming forward. Of course, your work is very important to you, for the both of you. So a lot of time for you guys is going to be spent at work, but you're never going to neglect each other. You'll actually take time to be with each other. And I believe, beforehand, planning is something that is going to be at the heart of your marriage. And even before you get married, like you'll probably have a lot of dreams. You are going to be having a lot of ambitions together. And this is like you guys are a unit. And all the decisions that you will be taking, you will be taking them together. So this is like having like specific plans for the future, like okay, maybe we'll move into this kind of house, maybe this is the kind of vehicle we'll have, we'll have kids, this is how we'll raise them. So lot of plans is what you are going to be having for yourself. But of course, your marriage is going to be very, very nurturing, where you both will take care of each other, will really want to understand each other's emotions and work at it. See, one major reason why this could be happening is because you guys are very different from each other, or maybe your belief systems are very different, or sometimes you come from very different backgrounds, and because of which you may need to blend your energies together. Of course, the possibility that one of you can be like a water sign, the other could be like, an earth sign or a fire sign is a possibility out here. So you really have to work your energies together, okay, is what I'm seeing. Travel is going to be something that both of you enjoy together. So maybe you love to spend time outdoors, going on outings, watching movies together, planning trips abroad together may also be very important to both of you. So in fact, I feel like the best times in your marriage are going to be ones where you spend outdoors, okay, because I believe your work for both of you is going to be very important, and a significant amount of time is going to be spent in it. So maybe both of you are very ambitious, or you just want to succeed at everything in life, okay, so that is one strong element for you. But of course, you may actually have marriages where both of you belong to different cultures, or your upbringing is very different. So your in-laws are going to play a huge part of your lives. Managing your parents together is also one thing that will actually bring you closer together. But in your marriage, you're also going to be having kids, okay? Now, of course, kids are going to be important for both of you because, of course, you have the card of the Empress as well. So birth of children, and of course, since you have 2 kids here and one is a boy, one is a girl, so maybe that is something you will be having for yourself. But there is going to be one person in this marriage who's very nurturing, who's very caring, who's very sensitive. But of course, there is going to be this other person who's slightly more spontaneous, slightly warm, grounded, and it takes a lot to get a reaction out of this person. So maybe different personalities coming together to form a unit is a possibility for you guys. But of course, let's take the next one. All right. I feel like, you guys are going to have an intuitive understanding of each other. I get a feeling that one person is going to be more intuitive than the other. But you guys are going to figure things out more on an emotional level than on a practical level, is what I'm getting here. Okay, once again, this makes sense. Like I said, you guys are going to act like a team. So, what there is also a possibility that maybe certain responsibilities one partner will take care of, and the rest of the responsibilities other person will take care of. Okay, so maybe taking care of kids, taking care of household, taking care of certain matters outdoors is going to be, the responsibility of one person, and the other person will probably take care of, the bills, the maintenance, the household, the car. All of this is a possibility. Okay, so basically you'll divide, whatever work you have with each other, but you are going to be working as a team, is what is coming forth. And of course, you may actually acquire a significant property together. Okay, now of course, your lifestyle is going to be important, but also your status in society can be important for the both of you. So maybe maintaining a kind of lifestyle is important, or just maintaining some kind of luxury is going to be important for you. And as a result, that status in society may be something that both of you maintain. But for both of you in your marriage, God, source, your spirit guides may play an important religion, or maybe one person is going to be the kind of person who's very spiritually inclined, and as a result, the other person sort of, cooperates with them or just supports their spiritual belief or their belief in God. But praying together, that spiritual side of you is going to be a priority in your marriage, is what I'm seeing here. But of course, you'll sort of, surrender to God. Prayer may be important, for a couple of people out there, like Bible, reading the Bible together or praying together at night, you could actually be doing that. But of course, like I said before, spending is going to be a slight amount of problem for you, because maybe one or both of you enjoys a life of luxury. Having that status quo in society is important for you, and maybe because of that, one has to be in charge of finances. So please ensure in your marriage you discuss money beforehand, because if you spend a lot of money both of you together, then monetary issues could crop up for you at a later point of time. But I also feel like you are going to be people for whom family is very important, and not just the family of like two of you together or your kids, but generations of family. Okay, maybe his family, maybe your family, all together, a joint family, the possibility of that, or a big family, having a big family, extended family, family that involves friends, that possibility is also there for you. But one thing I have to tell you, there is a possibility that maybe the kind of life you had before you got married and the kind of life you have after you get married is drastically different. Okay, and maybe this will require some kind of adjustment from you at an earlier point of time. Okay, so it's important for you to discuss whatever beliefs you have, to discuss your future beforehand, is also coming forth. Because see, anytime a marriage requires adjustment, you need to have clarity, is something that I'm going to tell you. Of course, like I said, you may belong to different cultures, and as a result, that change can be a little bit drastic for a couple of you. But your in-laws are going to be involved in your life. That involves, both set of parents, like for the girl as well, for the boy as well. But of course, these days this doesn't really involve sexes in particular. Whatever your belief system is, like family, your individual families and together is going to have a priority for you. But I believe money is going to be strong for you, but of course finances as well are going to be strong. Now, overall, what I see here is, if I just have to sum it up, having God in your life, or just having that strong foundation for your marriage, can actually be really, really helpful for you. But the way I see it, your marriage has a potential to be everything that you wanted it to be. Okay, only if you really, really work towards it. And one thing that you have to remember is you have to make time for each other, because likely you are going to be having busy schedules, like maybe one person is doing this, the other person is doing that. So combined time for yourself and your family is going to be something you have to work towards. But overall, that is what I see for you when it comes to your marriage with your future spouse. And as usual, I want to wish you the very best. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've picked pile 2, this is what your marriage with your future spouse is going to be like. Now, of course, we have our tarot and we have our oracles as well. But first of all, I'll start off with our tarot for you. Now, you have Justice, you have Hierophant, you have Queen of Swords, okay, Ace of Cups, Princess of Wands and Six of Cups, okay, and you have the card Flexible, you have the Akashic Library, and you have a lot more which I'll be taking up at the very end. Now, first of all, I feel like, your marriage is going to be based on friendship, okay. Strong friendship is going to be at the heart of your marriage, and because that is happening, you guys are very likely to have a balanced relationship, or relationship in which each person knows what they bring to the table and they are happy to do their part, okay. So it's not going to be, it's like an imbalanced marriage, or one person is doing everything and the rest of this person is just chilling, okay. It's a balanced marriage, but it is also likely to be a very traditional marriage. So maybe for a couple of you, the possibility of this being an arranged marriage, especially if you're from the Asian cultures, is possible. Or maybe your friends will get you together, or you'll just know each other for a very long time. You've gone to school together, you've gone to university together. That kind of connection is also very likely. But this person, your partner, is going to feel like an old pair of jeans, something that is very comfortable to be with, and also it brings you a lot of peace, okay. That is what I'm getting here. But meeting this person or your marriage is almost going to be a new beginning in your emotional life. So with this person, you're likely to enjoy emotions that you've never enjoyed in any of your relationships, if you have had a previous relationship, okay. But at the same time, I feel like the dreams that you're going to be having are going to be very traditional. Like, you want a proper house, you want that white fence, you want kids, you want family, you just want it all. You want the entire package, and the possibility of getting that is very much there for you. But I believe the rules of your relationships are going to be very, very solid, and I believe both of you will sort of cooperate towards it is also possible. But of course, your marriage together and your relationship together is going to be very flexible. So it's not going to happen like, okay, if one person is not agreeing to certain things, the other person will really have a hard time with it. No, you guys will talk it out and you'll discuss things, and only then arrive at any kind of solution. And in fact, any kind of problems you have, they will also be sort of resolved by communication, okay. That is possible. Now, the possibility of both of you together having some kind of hobby is very much there, or maybe both of you together enjoy certain activities, and because of which you guys are going to be working together for it. But one thing that has to be really kept into mind is there is one partner here who has a very sharp tongue, okay, because the possibility of them saying something, because they're very direct, they're very blunt, is also possible, and that may hurt the other person's feelings. So that has to be taken into consideration a little bit. See, what I feel here is the love language that both of you have is slightly different. Like, maybe for one person it is act of service, and for the other person is being together all the time, that kind of things. So you need to clarify your love languages before getting into this relationship or marriage in order to have a successful marriage is what is coming for. But of course, communication, friendship, always you need to ensure that that is at the heart of your relationship in order to have a marriage that is very, very fulfilling. And of course, this is going to be a blessed marriage. That is what the kind of impression I was getting. But after you get married, I get a feeling like your luck is going to change a lot, okay. So the possibility of you marrying into a family which consist of people who are slightly above you in level, like financially, educationally a little bit more, is also there. So maybe getting married to this person may actually bring a lot of blessings into your life, or maybe your partner is just lucky for you. See, that happens, sometimes you marry a person and your stars come together, and that results in one person being very lucky, okay. So that may actually happen for you. So best of luck for that, because I really want to know what is happening. Yeah, like I was telling, you have firm boundaries, but of course those boundaries are not crystal clear sometimes, and because of which that flexibility is something that you can actually get into your marriage is what is coming forth. But of course sometimes one of you is going to challenge those boundaries, and especially this is the person who's very very crystal clear and very blunt when it comes to emotions. Yeah. Okay, your partner's presence in your life is going to be very healing for you. Okay, like it's almost like the possibility is there that maybe before meeting them you've had a heartbreak, or maybe your partner has had a heartbreak before meeting you, and you meeting them or them meeting you tends to bring a lot of healing into their lives, okay, or your lives. That possibility is there, but this relationship will heal either one of you is also there. Communication is going to be the key in this marriage. And you know what I get here is, you may want to keep this relationship under wraps. Like maybe what happens between the two of you stays with the two of you. Maybe that is the kind of marriage you have. Or maybe you guys are very secretive. Like you guys are a unit and you do not allow other people to be a part of your marriage. So even if you are a part of a joint family, or even if you are a part of a family that is very very huge, you are going to be having a private life, a private world that nobody else knows anything about. Okay, and especially like I was saying, you maybe, you know, some of you like have like a common hobby or a common thing that you enjoy, and maybe that is an entirely different world that you enjoy for yourself, where nobody else has a permission to enter. Now I believe you guys are going to be taking a lot of intelligent decisions together, okay? So maybe you will think a lot as to how to make this marriage work, or you'll just be very smart about it. Like if you feel like, okay, maybe this is not going right, you'll use your mind and work it out, because that working it out part is very strong for you. And especially when, you know, two people do not speak the same language, then that really makes sense, okay? But I feel like one person is the more active person, the more in charge person, the more direct person, and the other person is a little bit shy, a little bit sensitive, and a little bit more, you know, heart based is what I'm getting here for you. But of course this is going to be that kindred partnership. You know, I get a very past life feeling here, or maybe you have known this person before in a previous lifetime, or maybe you guys are friends, you guys are family friends, or you just have some kind of connection. But this is going to be a very very strong relationship, and you guys are also going to be sort of immune to the outside world. Like when you guys are together, you do not need anybody. Like you could talk about anything under the sun and be very happy about it. So that is the kind of connection that you have. But also the sense I get here is like with this person you guys are going to be experimenting a lot. Like maybe you'll go out and you'll try different kind of food, you'll try different kind of cuisines, or you'll try different things in life, and this is something that you've never done before. But also you guys may be people who just enjoy things that are drastically different from normal people is what I see. But it's a very interesting kind of a marriage, and something that obviously will require work, but you will make it work. And of course the healing presence of one person or the other person is absolutely there. But overall it's a beautiful beautiful marriage, and like I always say, every marriage requires work, every relationship requires work, but the beauty of you guys is you guys actually will do the work, and that is what sets you apart. Overall that is what I'm getting here for you when it comes to your marriage and your future partner. As always, I want to leave you guys with nothing but my best wishes. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've picked pile 3, this is what your marriage with your future partner is going to be like. Now we have a lot of cards, but first of all we'll start off with your tarot. You have King of Pentacles, you have Chariot, you have Two of Cups, you have the Moon, you have the Sun, you have Six of Swords, you have Fated Meeting, you have Taking Steps. All right, now we'll be taking the rest at the very end, and we have a lot more. Now first of all, I feel like this relationship that both of you guys have is going to be a pretty harmonious one, okay, where both of you work together
for a unified cause in order to make this marriage work. Of course, the possibility of you being drastically different to each other is also there, but there are going to be moments in your life where you are like, okay, this is it. This is the partner that I've always waited for, okay? You will feel like this person is your soulmate and you belong together. And the reason why I say this is because, your meeting with this person is divinely orchestrated. We always talk about divine timing and that fated meeting and the one person who's made for you. So your partner, your future spouse, is actually that person, okay? And I believe like after your marriage, you may actually move to a different location. Like sometimes this could be a different city, sometimes this could be a different town, or really a little bit away from where you're normally living, all right? But I believe financially you guys are going to be having a very solid marriage, and one partner especially is going to be like a proper provider. Like probably this person like has a lot of money or makes a lot of money, and hence money is not really going to be a problem for you, okay? But I believe marrying this person is sort of taking you away from a lot of troubles for your life. So I don't know whether this is you or your partner, this could be either one of you, may have had a childhood which is less than ideal, and then marrying you or you marrying them sort of takes you away from that trouble, okay? That is what is coming forth. But of course, after you guys get married, I believe you guys will actually like buy a new house together or buy a new property together. And along with that, I also see you guys like having vehicle, but not just one vehicle. Like I see this as multiple vehicles, all right? And of course, you guys are going to be traveling a lot. The possibility of you moving around a lot is also there. Now, for some, this could actually be like maybe you stay in one city, your partner stays in another city, and you have to move to meet each other. Or maybe you just have jobs that require you to be really busy, and then you really have to make time for each other, okay? But overall, I see this as a harmonious marriage, one that of course will require work, because what may happen is sometimes like the mood of one person fluctuates a lot, or maybe sometimes you may have ups and downs, but it is not something that you cannot resolve, okay? Because like I said right at the very beginning, you guys are both moving together at a unified cause. So you guys really need to work as a team to resolve any differences that you may have had, okay? Because I don't really see this as like a major problem, something that could really change things for you, but a little bit of problems here and there, adjusting with each other, like probably adjusting to the natures of each other can be a little bit of a challenge for you. But of course, this person is a soulmate, and soulmate relationships sometimes are just harmonious and beautiful, but of course, soulmate relationships also require work. But being with this person, I don't really feel like you lose your identity, because your partner will sort of encourage you to sort of have your own life, to do your own thing, and to be your own person. And I think that is going to be the beauty of relationships, where both people grow as an individual but also grow as a couple, okay? And I think that is really beautiful. And I feel like your partner will actually encourage you to spend time with yourself, to see your family, to see your friends, because you will have a lot of freedom in this marriage is also what I'm seeing here. But of course, your marriage is also going to change you as a person, okay? You guys are going to be learning a lot about yourself, but also about your partner when it comes to this relationship. But a beautiful relationship, one which is going to like challenge you sometimes, but it's also going to be your number one support is what is coming forth for you. A lot of personal growth is something that is going to be happening in this marriage, but I see this as positive because you also have the card of the Sun. Now, what may actually happen is you may actually meet your partner in unexpected circumstances. Like you were probably not expecting this person to show up in your life, and this person just show up. So like I said, the fated meeting part, that really makes sense, okay? And let me tell you this. For you guys, kids could also happen unexpectedly, with the unexpected visitors, like you were not expecting to get pregnant, you were not expecting to have a child, and there it happened. So something unexpected is what I see. Either you meet this person unexpectedly, or an unexpected pregnancy is possible for you. So let me know what happens, okay? Because I'll really be really curious about this. Now, This is also going to be a very fun loving relationship, okay, where you guys are like each other's best friends, you guys are number one enemies, you pull each other's legs, you are kids together, you love to have fun together, you love going outdoors doing fun things, but there is a very, very light, airy and fun vibe to your relationship, okay. And you know, a relationship which lets the other person be themselves, who lets them have the freedom, is in itself a very beautiful relationship, and that is the one you are having. And yes, there is going to be like an equal share of responsibilities and an equal give and take when it comes to, you know, the matters that are in your relationship and that are important. And of course, sometimes this involves, you know, both of you are drastically different, sun and the moon, makes sense, okay, but it's going to be a balanced partnership and you will just understand each other at a very different level. You guys are going to love each other deeply, you're going to fight with each other very deeply, you know, that kind of relationship. You know, sometimes almost like siblings have that kind of relationship, you know, the love-hate relationship, like you cannot do without the other person, but sometimes you're like, oh my god, you know, being with this person is such a big challenge, but it's your differences are going to be worked out because you're meant to be together. That is the sense I keep getting. You are meant to be together. It's a romance of a lifetime, yeah. And yes, makes sense. So forgiveness is going to be important for you in your relationship because the likelihood of you not understanding each other, one person says something, the other person understands something, is very, very likely, okay. So forgiveness is going to be important, and because it's like a fair game between two of you, you know, it's not like one person is playing the egoistic game and the other person is the giver. It's a fair game. So, you know, both of you will sort of have that equal amount of give and take, and then, you know, forgiveness is going to be but natural in your relationship. That is what I see for you. But if I just have to sum up with something, it's going to be a fun loving relationship. You guys are going to be growing as a person but also growing together as a couple, okay. And of course, you may travel a lot, or you may actually see each other, like, you know, you have to travel to meet this person, or after you're getting married you may actually move to a different country or a different city, but it's a fated meeting, it's a soulmate relationship, so it's likely to be very, very beautiful. And being with the other person is like it's meant to be, like you cannot be without the other, is the sense that I'm getting. But overall, that is what I'm getting here when it comes to your marriage and your future partnership. As always, I'm going to leave you here with nothing but my best wishes for a beautiful future. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.